Hello, everyone. Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. I'm Freodore, designer of NIJISANJI EN's 11th unit by the beat. おはようございます。NIJISANJI EN 所属 by the beat のビジュアルセンスがこだわりのデザイナー、フリオドールです。I'm pretty... First of all, welcome to another coffee Zatsu. まず、コーヒーZatsuへようこそですね。いらっしゃい。I am pretty excited about this coffee, about the coffee we're going to be drinking today. Reason being is that I have pretty much finished all the other coffees that I was drinking, the cream donut coffee, the alchemist coffee, both of Mirror coffees, all my shoebox coffee roasters. I have drunk all of it. And the only ones that I have left is my decaffeinated coffee and other coffees that have arrived, but I am resting. They're still not ready to drink. And this coffee I ordered is actually already rested, so it's kind of like finally something new that I can try. I can drink coffee again that it's not decaf, you know? Because I really wanted to show this stream wanted to try this one out for the first time on stream. So I'm excited about trying new coffee again after a while. そうですね。ちょっとまあ結構今日コーヒーを入れるのを楽しみにしてるけど、実はもう持ってたコーヒーを全部飲んだね。全部飲んだから、そしてなんか最近注文したコーヒーはまだ焙煎されたからただ1週間ぐらい経ったから、まだ準備してないよね。でも、この注文したコーヒーはもう多分1ヶ月ぐらい経ったから、これはちょうどいいよね。そして久しぶりに新しい豆を入れるのを楽しみにしてる。But yeah, how about I go ahead and introduce the coffee to everyone? じゃあ、コーヒーを紹介しましょうか。Yeah, but lately I've been drinking mostly decaf and the leftovers that I had, the Frankenstein leftovers. そうですね、なんか最近デカフェをよく飲んでたけど、それ以外なんか残ってたの3グラム、5グラムを混ぜてフランケンスタインのコーヒーを作ってたけど、今もう全部飲んだ。Alright, so let me see. I have my mark here. Let's reveal the recipe. じゃあ今日のレシピはこちらです。We're gonna be brewing with the UFO dripper B3. It's basically a cone dripper. I believe this recipe works for any dripper, even if it's like a B60 or more like a Kalita. But we're gonna be using the UFO dripper B3. I've been really into this dripper lately, ever since I bought it. We're gonna be using the UFO type F filters, very fast filters. And as for the recipe today, this bag of beans came with a recommended recipe, which seems pretty... I kind of want to give it a try, so I decided to go with the recommended recipe from this roaster. そうですね、今日は、UFO Dripper V3 のドリッパーで入れてみますね。そしてフィルターは UFO Type F 速いフィルター使います。今日のレシピも、僕の普通使うより、このお店のおすすめレシピで入れてみますね。この袋届いて、レシピ書いてもらってるから面白いと思って、じゃあ今日こうにするかと思ったね。As for the beans of today, we're going to be brewing the Ethiopia Aloe Lot 33 by Puman Coffee. So these are beans from Ethiopia. However, these are actually roasted in Chengdu, China. So these are actually the first. I tried I've tried beans from China roasted in the United States before. But I have never tried coffee roasted from China. So this is going to be very interesting. そうですね。今日のコーヒーは、プーマンコーヒーのアローラ33。これは、エチオピア品種だけど、この豆は中国に焙煎されたね。中国焙煎の豆は初めてだから、本当に面白い。早く入れてみたい。I want to give it a try already because it's a first time for me. This is a very interesting variety. The variety of this bean is just called 74158. I believe this is a variety that came up in the 70s in Africa. And this was made to be a little bit more resistant to diseases back in the day. And also, I think it's known for having like very fruity, like stone fruit and floral notes. So, pretty interesting, pretty interesting. そして今日の豆種類は、こちらですね。74158、74158。この種類が多分7年時代に初めて来たかもしれないよね。エチオピアで、アフリカで。ちょっとなんか病気ひかないため、この種類を作られて、そしてなんか味わいは結構なんかストーンフルート、なんか桃みたいな感じが人気だって、そしてフローラルも高い。As for the process, this is a zero fermentation washed coffee. It's the first time I try a coffee this way, and I think the Aloe Lot 33 is very famous for processing their coffees this way. And basically what zero fermentation washed involves, as far as I understand, is that basically once you remove the pulp from the coffee beans, from the coffee cherry, you remove the pulp and then they immediately wash it. They wash it as soon as they can, and then they leave it to dry under the sun for a longer period of time than the usual washed coffee process. So it's supposed to give you like a more aromatic and fragrant tasting notes, but we'll see how it is. そして今日の、生成過程は Zero Fermentation Wash ですね。Zero Fermentation は、なんていうの、日本語でなんか発酵なしのプロセス、セロ発酵の意味ですね。コーヒーのパルプを蒸気する後でまっすぐ洗えるから、後で、ドライするため、普通のワッシュプロセスより長く時間が経つから、ちょっと普通のワッシュとちょっと違うよね。そしてこうやってなんかコーヒーの香りとかの、そしてフローラルの味も上がるはずです。As for the notes, this is something that made me really interested in this coffee. The notes included are champagne florals, bergamot, orange blossom, and sparkling lemon. Also, I realized I wrote ultralight, but I'm not sure if it's an ultralight or not. So I'm gonna write light for now. But one of my favorite coffees has had a champagne flavor notes, and I think I am very into them. So I am very interested. This sounds really nice. I feel like the moment I was like reading the flavor notes for this coffee, I was like rubbing my hands because it seems very citrusy, very, very floral, and very, I don't know, it sounds like a nice cup, especially for this summer. Right now it's like 35 degrees Celsius here, so it sounds like something that would fit the occasion right now. But yeah, champagne florals, bergamot, orange blossom, and sparkling lemon. So very citrusy, very fruity, but also very floral. Very, very interested. そしてこの豆の味わいですね。シャンパンフローラル、ベルガモット、オレンジ花、オレンジブロッサム、そしてスパークリングレモンの味わいがあるよね。これは結構なんかシトロスみたいな感じやって本当に美味しそう。そしてなんか特にシャンパンの味わいは好きだから初めてなんかこのコーヒーの蒸気を見た時になんかちょっとなんか手で本当に美味しそうだからなんていうの なんかヴィランみたいに、なんか、手を揉んでたね。特になんかこの夏で、この夏に合いそうよね。今は35度だから、暑いよ、本当に暑い。As for the variables, we're going to be doing 15 grams of beans as usual. We're going to be weighing 15 grams of beans. And we're going to be doing 225 grams of water at 92 degrees Celsius as recommended. This is a standard 1 to 15 ratio. It's going to be a little bit more flavorful this way, so we're going to give it a try. As for the grind, the bag mentions that they recommend doing around 24 to 27 clicks on the Comandante. So I'm going to choose the Easy Presso CP6 at around 50 clicks, which is like a middle point. Since this is a washed coffee, I usually prefer going with the CP6, so that's what we're going to be doing today. Have you tried these beans before? No, this is going to be my first time trying these beans. I've been saving them for today, and I've been really looking forward to trying them. そうそうね、今日の割合は、豆は 15g、お湯が、225g、92度で入れますね。そして、引き目は Easy Presso CP6 50クリックで入れます。これはおすすめ、なんか袋でおすすめ書いてもらってるから、引き目はこのレシピもらったし、そして引き目は、コマンダンテ C40 の24から27クリックまでおすすめがあるから、じゃあ、ちょっとミドルポイントみたいに Easy Presso CP6 で50クリックで引きます。As for the recipe, it's pretty simple. It's 4 pours. It's basically we're going to be doing a 45-gram bloom and then we're going to be doing 3 pours of 60 grams. I usually never go above 3 pours. I usually like doing 3 pours at most, or even 2 pours sometimes. But this recipe recommends doing something different, which tends to help with agitation, because the more pours you do to a coffee, right? To the coffee bed, you're going to be introducing more agitation, you're going to be extracting more, but you also increase the likelihood of the coffee getting bitter. So what this recipe suggests for the last 2 pours is doing a center pour. That way the extraction is going to be way more gentle for the last 2 pours, and I feel like maybe there's a balance this way, so that's why I decided to give this a try instead of using my usual recipe. そうですね、今日、おすすめのレシピはこちらですね。この店のおすすめレシピ。最初は、45g の蒸らし、そして、それから、なんか、60g の3等目で注ぎます。僕は普通になんか、4等式レシピであまりしないけど、今回は最後のなんか2等目が真ん中だけで注ぐから、そんなに体力起きらないし、多分こうやってバランスができるかな。だから面白いと思う。だからこのレシピで入れます。So, how about we give it a try and we start brewing? じゃあ、始めましょうか。That is pretty loud, right? 結構うるさいよね。Let me, there you go. You should be able to hear the surroundings of my room and then also the water boiling or the water heating up. 部屋の周りはもっと聞こえるようになったね。そして多分お湯を温めてるの音も結構聞こえるよね。So yeah, we're gonna give it a try. Also, this packaging is all in Mandarin, so I don't know. I do not recognize a lot of these characters for me to be able to read, but I was able to just deduct like the recipe that they recommended, the ratios, and then, for example, there's the character for middle. So that one, I can assume it's a middle port. But yeah, we're gonna open this bag. この袋は結構なんか中国語だから、よく読めないけど、まあちょっとなんかロジックでいろいろわかるよね。なんかレシピとか。Alright, so let's give it a try. Open this. Oh, these beans are small. この前は結構小さいですね。Like 豆の形。Like the shape of the beans. Doesn't smell that citrusy. It smells more floral. なんかシトロスよりフローラルの香りがあるね。Interesting. This does look pretty light though. It might be an ultralight. けどこれは多分ウルトラライトかな? It's kind of hard to tell just on the appearance of the beans. That really doesn't give you the whole story, but at least from my perspective, it kind of looks like an ultralight. まあ豆の姿だけで分かるのが難しいけど、ちょっと見たらちょっとウルトラライトっぽいね。Alright, we're gonna weigh 15 grams of coffee. じゃあ15グラム 15グラム測ります。Around the same development of hydrangea. Oh, that's really useful. In that case, it's probably around... Yeah, it's probably like light. But not necessarily like super ultra light. Like maybe like Nordic light. ハイドレンジアのコーヒーとなんか似てるのバイセンだ。そっか。じゃあ結構なんか多分ウルトラライトじゃないけど結構ライトですね、朝入り。Alright, so 15 grams of coffee. 15グラムを測りましたね。We're gonna spray some water for the static. じゃあ静電気のため水をスプレーします。There you go. And we're gonna be grinding at 5 or 50 clicks on the EC price of ZP6. That's gonna be around, I would say 26 on the Comandante. So it's gonna be a pretty medium grind. Pretty medium coarse grind, I guess. そしてなんか EC プラス CP6 で50クリックで弾きますね。多分コマンダンテなら多分26クリックぐらいだから結構中粗弾きですね。Hey, you're supposed to go down also. You cannot stay on the tray. We need all your cooperation for this. For this coffee to become a reality. Yeah, no, sometimes because of the water, the not all the coffee beans want to go down into the grinder, so sometimes you gotta speak to them. 時々なんかまあ水スプレーしたから豆をプチッなんかグラインダーに落ちないからちょっと丁寧に引かないといけないね。You gotta make sure every bean feels important. 豆さんが全人大切を感じてたら多分美味しく入れるかもしれない。I don't know what I'm talking about. I should probably just brew my coffee. 本当に何言ってんの僕。はい、引きますね。We're gonna grind the coffee now. Whoa, that's... There you go. Pretty fine, huh? 硬いな。Am I really at 5? Eh? Probably some of the hardest beans that I've ever grinded. 結構なんか多分今まで一番硬いかな。Would it be different given that the coffee beans are a bit smaller? Maybe, but I mean, I've grinded smaller beans also from Ethiopia, from shoebox, and they weren't that hard. It has a more of a high-pitched sound, kinda? Yeah, I think so. But anyways, we're done. Thankfully, the CP6 is super fast, so... CP6 が結構早いからもう終わりましたね。Whoa, now that smells... Whoa, the champagne... fragrance is really strong. It's almost like a perfume. ちょっとなんかパフュームみたいな。なんか香水みたいな香りですね。なんかシャンパンの香りがすごいよ。Whoa. Yeah, no, I smell that more than the citrus. なんかシトルスよりその香りがわかるよ。へえ。I'm very excited, very excited. 楽しみ。本当に楽しみ。Alright, let's get the dripper ready. じゃあ、ドリッパーを準備するか。Need to adjust my microphone also to not get in the way. First, we're gonna be rinsing the filter just for consistency. じゃあ、フィルターを洗いますね。Not using the shot glass technique right now, but still pretty good for the UFO. There you go. Bergamot and orange blossoms are used a lot in perfumes. That makes sense, right? Why I associate it with a perfume then. 確かにね、ベルガモットとオレンジブラッサムがパフュームによく使うよね。なんか香水。There you go, we rinse the filter. We're gonna just make sure to get rid of that water. フィルター洗いましたね。I'm gonna pour the coffee grounds. コーヒーの粉を入れます。はい。And I think we're ready to start brewing. ジェルの準備だと思いますね。Alright. So, thankfully, both Puman Coffee and Freodore NIJISANJI recommended 92 degrees Celsius for their brew, so that will not change at all. And our kettle is ready, so that's what we're going to be doing. そうですね、プーマンコーヒーロースター、そしてフリオドール、NIJISANJI家のフリオドールが、90度、92度で入れるのおすすめだから、あれはお揃いですね。I don't really ever go above 93, usually. 僕はあまりなんか、93以上あまり入れないね。Alright, so we're gonna start with a bloom of 45 grams. So this is the 3 times the weight of the coffee. じゃあ、最初は、45グラムの蒸らしですね。これは15グラムの3倍だから。Alright. Make sure all the grounds are wet. Okay. And we're gonna wait 30 seconds. そして30秒待ちます。It's interesting because this was basically brewed, roasted on July 19th, but even then I still see plenty of bubbles coming out. そうね、これは先月19日に焙煎されたから、これをまだ塩と出てるのがすごいよね。That's what's important to res your beans. Alright, a minute past that we're gonna do on to 165. Circle pour. これは真ん中の 注ぎだったね。の投式だった。そして4と目も同じように真ん中で注ぎます。until 225 225まで。There you go. はい、できました。出来上がりです。Now, well, basically, no. We're gonna wait until the water drowns, and then it's done. であとね、お湯を流す全部流したら、じゃあ出来上がりだね。It's a pretty easy recipe. More pores than the usual, but still pretty easy. 結構簡単ですね。いつもよりの投式が上がってるけど、増えてるけど、結構簡単だったね。Alright, and we are done. It took us around 2 minutes and 30 seconds, so. Let's see, the bag mentioned around, the bag mentioned 2 minutes and 10 seconds to 2 minutes and 30 seconds, so that's just perfect. We nailed it, basically. そうですね、この袋が、2分10秒から2分30秒までかかるはずだから、結構合ってるよね。Oh my god, I almost dropped the coffee. There you go. We're good. 大丈夫だけど。はい。Alright, we're good. 大丈夫だ。I'm gonna put all these things away and grab my glass じゃガラスを持ちますね。May the coffee be safe. Thank you very much. The coffee is okay. コーヒーは無事だ。Like I have a white desk. I have a big desk, a white desk. But unfortunately, that means that whenever I'm trying to like put things away, right? Because like the middle of the desk is basically my equipment. I need to like basically extend my arms, and sometimes it might not be as easy to do when staying in camera, you know? だって僕の机が結構広いだけど、やっぱりなんか真ん中で僕のギアがあるし、そしてカメラがずっとなんかちゃんと撮られるカメラから、ちょっと腕を流して頑張らないといけないね、片付け。Alright, so I think I smell a little bit of the orange now. 今もちょっとオレンジの香りがあるよね。Interesting. 面白い。Alright, we're gonna pour a little bit. じゃあちょっと注ぎますね。And as usual, if you guys have misophonia or are not good with slurping sounds, I'm going to be slightly slurping in order to taste the notes of this coffee. But yeah, you have been warned. いつも通り、ちょっと注意しますね。飲むの音、なんかすすりの音が苦手なら、ちょっとちゃんと味わうために、うるさく飲みますし、注意しますね。無理しないでください。Alright. Provecho, gracias. いただきます。Thank you. Alright, let's see. Whoa. Whoa. I don't think I've ever tasted something like this before. 今まで多分この味を味わったことないかもしれない。 Interesting, interesting. 面白い. Alright, welcome back, BGM, come back. 戻ってください. Come back, filters. Come back, mic setting. There you go. It's kinda... We're back, we're back. 普通に戻ったね. So yeah, these beans are kind of this coffee is very interesting. It's not tart, it's not sour at all. It's very clean, super clean. It tastes very clean. That's probably like the most remarkable quality of it right now for me. It's very clean. It's floral more than anything else. I was expecting something super citrusy, but at least the way I brewed it, this one's very floral. I feel like it really does seem like I'm drinking kind of like a I can taste the champagne a bit, but it's not like the afterglow, which was like a very fuzzy sweet champagne. This is more of like a very just clean, gentle, and straight to the point champagne like cup of tea that I really enjoy. This is really nice. I'm gonna have another sip. ちょっとまた飲みますね。Alright, so I feel like the sparkling lemon, at least for me right now, it comes in a little bit at first. I get like a very tiny like acid forward, like a very fast, kind of like a not sharp, but very fast acidity that fades down into a more like clean champagne bitter kind of flavor really fast. And then with a very clean mouthfeel. The body isn't too heavy on this brew either. But and then later on, like after you finish drinking, on the aftertaste, you get like a very floral, like orange blossom, almost like, and also like peach-like, a bit, almost peach-like aftertaste that remains in your mouth, that lingers in your mouth, and it's very nice. I kind of want to try with my usual recipe to see if maybe less agitation gives it a different vibe. Or maybe even with like the origami, where it will be a little bit brighter than the UFO dripper. I'm very interested in that. 今日そうですね、結構なんかシャンパンの味は一番強いと思う。最初は結構早くて酸味があるけど、なんかレモンみたいな酸味があるけど、早くシャンパンの苦味に変わるよね。そしてでもなんか昔飲んだのアフターグローコーヒーみたいになんかそれは甘いとなんかCO2 じゃなくてなんかソーダみたいなスパークリングシャンパンとかそんな感じがなくて結構なんかクリーンシャンパンの味があるよね。後味で結構なんかオレンジブラサムとベルガモットやモみたいな味わいは残るよね。マウスフィルは結構クリーンだよ。全然重くない。炭酸みたいな。そう、なんか炭酸見たくない。This is really nice. I was a little bit interested because I ordered so basically I realized that after I ordered all these coffees that it's kind of like, okay, I ordered all of these, but then I won't be able to drink them for like weeks because then I'll have to wait for them to rest, right? So I'm like, oh, maybe I should also order a coffee for me to drink in the meantime. A coffee that is already rested. So I ordered this one that was roasted in July 19th, I believe. Yeah. So I wasn't sure that by the time I drink it for the first time, which is today, would be almost a month or over a month. And no, that is completely fine. This just tastes really good. I was wondering maybe it tasted better a week ago or 2 weeks ago, but maybe it would also taste better 2 weeks later. So I don't know. But this is really nice. I really want to try with my normal recipe now. そうですね、まあやっぱりなんか最近結構コーヒーを一杯注文したけど、まあやっぱりなんか焙煎から3週間や4週間ぐらいを待ちないといけないから、やっぱりなんかもう届いたのに、まあまだ飲めないよね。だからもう焙煎から1ヶ月ぐらいのコーヒーを注文して、じゃあこれを届いたね。でも注文なんか1ヶ月後で全然これは美味しいよね。多分1ヶ月1週間前いや1週間後でもっと美味しくなるってわからないけど、まあとりあえず今日の一杯が美味しい。Does the size of the small bean make any difference in brewing? It probably makes a difference in the taste and maybe in the drawdown of how the coffee interacts. Ethiopia beans are also known for being a little bit they're known for having more fines than maybe like a Colombian bean. So they tend to draw down a little bit slower also. そうそうね、コーヒーの形、豆の形に影響あるって。まあ、時々あるよね。だって、なんか注ぐときに、お湯が流すの速度が変わるよね。特になんかエチオピア豆が、普通のコロンビア豆と比べたら、流すの遅いね。そのイメージがある。エチオピアなら。だってこう引くときにエチオピア豆がもっとなんか細かい粉が出るから。This is so nice though. Now I'm also wondering though, because I brewed this at 225 with 225 millis of water. If I stretch that ratio out to 240 or 250, then maybe I can get the citrus flavors a little bit more to come out because it's not as concentrated. そして今回まあおすすめ通り225お湯使ったけど、多分割合はもっと伸ばしたらなんか116じゃ116.67ぐらいなんか240ミリや250ミリなら多分シトロスの味はもっと出るかもしれない。だってやっぱりなんか今が苦味があるけど、まあ個人的に美味しいけど。I don't know if I could compare this to black tea, to be honest, but maybe there's a little bit of a similarity. そうですね、まあ、紅茶と比べたら多分ちょっと違うな感じあるよね。I feel like I associate black tea with being a little bit more roasted. This is super light, more roasty, more flavorful. But I mean, it depends also on the variety, you know? まあ、種類によるけどね。Pretty nice. Maybe I'm drinking too fast though, so it's like, oh no, the coffee's gonna go away later. 結構早く飲んでるけどね、まあ美味しいから。Man, maybe Nah, I already have too many. I already have too many beans, but I'm like, oh, maybe I should have ordered more from Pumon. このお店からもっと注文した方がいいかなって今考えてるけど、まあ結構いっぱい届いたからいらない。I think I'm only waiting on one more coffee bean to arrive. But yeah, I basically have 8 bags of beans waiting for me. I feel like the one that was there are a few that were roasted at the beginning of this month, and that one I need to wait like a week, at least a week more. And then there's other ones that I need to wait 2 more weeks. Does the favorite coffee list needs to be updated? This is my first time brewing it, so I don't know. Maybe I need to try with more recipes and then see over time like how I get to enjoy it. This is just my first impression. そうですね。ただこれは僕のなんか最初の印象だから、初めての印象だから一人称だから。まだこれはトップ5に入るのまだ決まってないけど。How long does it take you to finish a bag? It depends. For example, this is a 100 grams bag, so it's if I brew at 15 grams, it would be kind of like around 7 brews, right? Or a little bit more if I do like 13. So that takes me like a few weeks. And then if it's the 225 or 200 grams, then it takes a little bit more, right? もちろん、100グラム袋は結構早く全部飲むけど、200なら、まあ、ちょっと時間が経ちますね。でもそうやってエンジョイできるから。Do you guys remember the cream donut coffee? So I finished that one yesterday. The one that was very like dessert-like. Very sweet, very dessert-like, very funky also. The natural coffee. I did a Zatsu for it. I was brewing that as iced coffee and it was really nice. Because I feel like the ice really balanced the overwhelming sweetness of it. And it came out as a nice, like, I brewed it a little bit more concentrated. And it became a little bit more of like a very nice, sweet, but still bitter and floral iced coffee. That was super nice. 多分覚えてるかなさっき、まあ、この前、クリームドーナツの味わいコーヒーですね。昨日は全部飲んだけど、最近あれはアイスで入れてたね。だってホットで結構圧倒的に甘かったし、じゃあアイスはどうかな。そしてこの天気にぴったりだったね。本当になんか苦味と甘みのバランスが良くて、いい感じだった。What kind of food pairs well with coffee? I would say as a Latin American, bread. Bread is one of coffee's bestest friends. コーヒーとなんかいいペアの買い物なら、まあやっぱりなんかまあ多分ラテンアメリカ圏としてパンが一番だと思うね。What kind of bread though? It depends on the coffee. So maybe a really bright coffee will go better with like a more of a, like a salty or like a plain bread. But maybe something that's more sweet and something that's more bitter, more roasty will benefit from a sweeter bread. Something more floral could also benefit from sweet bread. For this coffee, sweet or savory bread, I think like a middle point. Maybe like I would probably like to have like one of those slices with nuts and berries. Something like that would be good probably. この豆なら、このコーヒーなら、多分なんか結構ナッツとベリー入れるのパンが似合いそうね。Like a nice whole wheat bread with grains and berries. Pues las conchas, sí, las conchas son muy populares. Pero usualmente las conchas se comen con un café más oscuro y más fuerte. That sounds really good, yeah. Or like a bagel with like I don't know, cranberries. Cranberry no bagel mo似合いそうね. I don't know, maybe I just really like bagels myself though. まあ個人的にベーグルが好きだけど。Un café de olla. El café de olla es dulce, ¿saben? Porque le ponen piloncillo. Es como café oscuro. Creo que a veces hasta lo hacen con... No, creo que no es instantáneo. Sí, creo que sí hay gente que lo hace con instantáneo, pero el tradicional no es instantáneo y le ponen piloncillo. Pero a mí se me hace un poco dulce. La verdad. You know, café de olla is nice, but it's pretty sweet for me. They use a piloncillo to sweeten it. Las galletas de arroz quedan bien con café dulce. Sí, de hecho, hay unos dulces, Bueno, hay unas galletitas de arroz japonesas que se llaman senben, creo. Senbe. Y tienen de diferentes sabores. Y esas siento que quedan muy bien con un café muy brillante, un café muy floral y muy frutal. Siento que quedan muy bien con esos. Yeah, like rice cookies fit these kind of brighter coffees really well. Especially if you guys are familiar with like senbe, the Japanese rice crackers. Those are really nice with fruity coffees, I feel, or floral coffees. Yeah, そうですね。まあやっぱりなんか米のクッキーとかのお菓子とか似合うよね。このなんか明るいフローラルとフルーティーなコーヒーが特になんかせんべいといいコンビと思う。だからね。バゲルとクリームチーズはベストブレンド。クリームチーズとなんかストロベリーやクランベリー、ジャムと混ぜたら最高だ。クランベリー、ラスベリー。You know, bagel with like cream cheese and maybe like strawberry, cranberry, or raspberry jam. Super nice. Hot coffee in summer, bro is fighting the weather. You know, there's a lot of cultures that drink hot drinks or drink hot soup in the summer because it allows your body to get used to the temperature, and it does not feel as hot compared to like drinking something cold and then it's like you finish it and then immediately you have to drink again, you know, or you have to get something else. But also, como las mamás haciendo caldo, exacto. But also, this is my first time trying these beans, and usually whenever I try drinking coffee for the first time, I like it hot. I prefer it drinking it hot so that I can get the most out of the florals and basically understand how what the nature of the coffee is. Otherwise, the ice can really mask a lot, you know. So I just and in general, I just enjoy hot coffee the most. そうですね。まあやっぱりなんか熱いコーヒーは夏に飲むが多分おかしいなイメージがあるけど、なんか理由があるよ。いろんな文化があったかい時になんか熱いスープや熱いコーヒーを飲んだりする。そうやって体が温度を慣れるから、そうやって暑さが感じないよね。そしてまあやっぱりこのコーヒーを初めて入れてるから、ホットで一番なんかこのコーヒーのニュアンスと味をちゃんと味わえるよね。アイスならちょっと多分味わいは外れるかもしれないがあるし、可能性があるし。Tea is also not bad for hot weather. Yeah, it keeps you hydrated. I mean, depending on what you're drinking, but tea is good also. お茶もいいよね。Sopa en verano, helado en invierno. Siento que el helado queda bien, no importa qué temporada. El helado es versátil de esa manera. You know, if it's ice cream, I think ice cream is versatile enough to be good in any in any weather. アイスならまあいつでもいいよね。I heard coffee dehydrates. Do you tend to hydrate after? I mean, one cup of coffee is not gonna severely dehydrate me. It's just important to keep drinking water throughout the day, like a normal water drinking habit, and then you'll be fine. Drinking coffee black also has a lot of antioxidants, a lot of health benefits. So if I'm not drinking too much, which I usually don't, I drink 1 or 2 cups a day at most. I'm getting more benefits than non-benefit, especially when I drink decaf, you know. What is your advice for people that are new to coffee? Just be patient. Be patient, make sure to try a lot. Make sure to try good coffee also. If you try supermarket coffee, if you try like instant coffee, then of course it might not be the best first impression, you know? Morning coffee drinker? I need to be awake in the morning to be a morning coffee drinker. I drink usually in the afternoon or in the evening. そうですね、まあ朝コーヒー飲むの人は、まあ、やっぱりなんか最近あんまり朝に起きてないからまあやっぱりコーヒー飲めないよね。普通になんかお昼と夕方で飲むけど。I do sometimes drink also when it comes to drinking morning coffee, right? It's never good to drink coffee on an empty stomach. It's not good for your stomach, so it's usually always good to have some food in your stomach before you drink coffee. However, for example, if I'm gonna have like maybe some French toast for breakfast, which I really enjoy, it's one of my favorite breakfasts. I do enjoy brewing a cup of coffee to go with it. I'll just make sure to eat a little bit of the French toast first. そうですね、まあ目覚めてコーヒーを飲むのが 良くないよね。頭に良くない。でもたまになんかフレンチトーストなど朝ごはん食べたら、あの時にコーヒーと食べるのが好きだよね。Get affogato dessert. I haven't had affogato in forever. I haven't had affogato in forever. I usually like I'm not really that interested in coffee that's not filtered coffee right now. Sí, no, ahorita no me interesa mucho el café que no sea de filtro. Así que no he estado tomando tantos lattes, cappuccinos, affogatos, nada de eso. You do French toast with syrup or fruit? I do syrup. So, フルーツよりシロップにかけるよね、フレンチトーストに。There is a coffee drink that I am really interested though that I would like to try one day. I think it's called the Mont Blanc. It's kind of like an orange iced coffee drink with a little bit of foam on top. I really want to try it one day. That should be easy to make at home, but I haven't done it. そうですね、まあ普通にフィルターハンドドリップしか興味ないけど、ちょっとモンブランク気になるよね、モントブランク。これはなんかちょっとアイスのオレンジ味のドリンクだけど。I think it's from Australia. これは多分オーストラリアの飲み物と思う。¿Cuántas tazas llevas hoy? Una. Tal vez a lo mucho me tomo otra y ya. No soy mucho de tomar tanto café. Citrus foam, yeah. I really like also the cheese foams that they do for like bubble tea. Do you drink coffee because of its effect or do you drink it because of its taste? I barely have any effect from caffeine. So I drink because I enjoy the taste. Japanでモンブランクっていうのケーキのことだからコーヒーもあるんだ。そうそう違うよ。なんかモンブランのデザートとモンブランクの飲み物ですね。コーヒードリンク。Yeah, no, there's also the little cake that's also called the Mont Blanc, but that's different. That's different. It's the Mont Blanc coffee drink. そしてなんかタピオカ飲むときになんかチーズフォームが美味しいよね。なんか紅茶とか。紅茶とかけたら。Freezing me into caffeine? Unfortunately, yes. You know, when I was when we were doing the watch-alongs of the Quotient, I would drink a cup of coffee before every watch-along or even in the middle, depending on the day. And even then, I was still falling asleep by the end, right? So you could see that it had no effects on me. You could see it had no effects on me. Unfortunately, I don't know why the weekend of the Quotient, I just kept waking up at like 8 to 10 a.m. And I didn't sleep until after the Quotient, so I would end up really tired. But the final day, I was pretty, I was awake, so that was good.そうですね、やっぱりなんかカフェイン影響ないよね。だって、甲子園の二次甲子園の同時視聴いつも始まる前に、そして時々、真ん中でコーヒー飲んでたけど、まあやっぱり影響なかったね。まあ美味しかったけど、最後の試合でもう寝落ちしてたね。本当にやばかったわ。まあ、週末は普通になんか自分の8時、10時にぐらいから起きてたから、まあやばかったね。 時間の違いはやばかったわ。I wonder if your body just got used to it. Maybe, but I mean, I don't drink that much. You drink two cups, 2 doses of 15 grams at most, so 15 grams, so it's 30 grams total. It's not that much. There's more caffeine in like people that drink more tea than coffee. Clarification for the question though. It is true that I was dozing off. It is true that I was pretty much falling asleep. I don't think I can ever deny that. However, I was still sorta keeping up with the matches. I knew what was going on, I think. Because by the time it ended, I was still a little bit awake. Because, you know, when you're getting sleepy, like sitting down just watching something is easier for you to fall asleep, and then whatever you're watching ends, and then you kind of wake up a little bit more. So yeah, I was able to recap, so I was able to watch all the matches, thankfully. そうですね、まあ、やっぱりなんか甲子園の最後の試合はやっぱりなんか寝落ちしてたけど、まだ試合をちゃんと見てたね。だって、起きてた時に、まあちゃんと見てたけど、そして、あの気持ちわかるの？だって、時々なんか、やっぱりなんか座ってたら何もしなくて、何か見たら、まあもちろんもっと寝落ちしてるけど、なんか終わったら、ちょっと目覚めるから、後でもっとリカップできたね。I'm saying this because I don't want people to think, oh, look, he's so rude falling asleep in the matches, in the important matches. ただこれを説明したかったね。だって、フリオが失礼ですね。寝落ちしてるの。試合の中で。でもちゃんと見てたよ。みんな盛り上がってたね。本当に助かったわ。なんか、ホームラン、なんか、ランがあった時に、みんなが盛り上がってたから、何かあったって目覚めたね。Yeah, no, thankfully, everyone was very energetic also whenever something happened, so it was also a good way for me to wake up and be like, okay, something important happened. So I was like, yeah, let's go. Kind of like that, you know? What kind of beans would you recommend to a beginner at brewing coffee? It's kind of different because it's gonna depend on your taste, but just I would say if you can go to a specialty coffee store and then ask and then mention that you're a beginner, maybe they can recommend you something. Oh. One second. ちょっと待ってね。My camera died. カメラが死んだ。There you go. It was Thanos. Thanos snapped me. It's been 3 years now. タノスさんだったか。おい、配信中だったけど。I'm back,おかえり。ただいま。I'm back. Speaking of Thanos, though, I've been rewatching a lot of Marvel stuff lately. I watched Spider-Man. And then I just got reminded about how much I like Spider-Man and how much I like Marvel, so, and DC as well. So I started rewatching a lot of clips, and now a lot of my FYPs also like people fighting. Unfortunately, if you click on something on X, formerly Twitter, anything of your interest, then what you'll get on your FYPs, people fighting over it, right? So it's kind of silly, but yeah, no, I've been really back into looking at Marvel stuff again, like video essays and stuff. というわけで、まあ、タノスの話だけど、まあ、スパイダーマンの新映画見たから、やっぱりなんかまた、マーベルのコンテンツを見てるよね、最近。まあ本当になんかマーベルと DC コミックス好きだから、あれを思い出すのがいいよね。I don't know, I need to be careful though, because I feel like if I talk too much about Spider-Man, I'm gonna be emotional. I'm gonna get emotional, maybe. でもちょっと気をつけないといけないね。多分スパイダーマンのことをいっぱい話したら、スパイダーマンとバットマンなら、多分ちょっとエモくなるかもしれないね。Have you watched Into the Spider-Verse? Yeah, I have. I think Spider-Man and Batman, I feel like there's a lot that I like, and there's a lot that I respect, and there's a lot about the way those characters are portrayed that I really enjoy. As for my favorite films, it's kind of hard. There you go. These are my favorite Spider-Man films. The Say Coffee watched, the Shoebox watched. 一番好きなスパイダーマン映画なら this is kind of hard. I would probably... Because there's a hype of Brand New Day. I need to rewatch it again. また Brand New Day を見ないといけないけど、やっぱりなんか Spider-Man 2 と Brand New Day かな? I think like these are my two favorites. I like all of the Spider-Mans, you know? I like Tobey Maguire, I like Andrew Garfield, and I like Tom Holland. I think they all embody different sides and different interpretations of Peter Parker really well. And I don't know, I feel like instead of fighting who's best, I think it's nice that we have 3 cool Spider-Mans that we've been able to enjoy on the big screen. I grew up with Tobey Maguire, but I like all of them. What about the Batman actors? Robert Pattinson is my favorite. Also, ね、まあスパイダーマンの俳優ですね。まあ3人が好きだよね。トビーさん、アンドルーさんとトムさん。子供の時、やっぱりなんかトビーさんの映画見てたけど、3人が本当にいいと思うし、そしていろんななんかスパイダーマンの表現できたから、素晴らしいよね。Do you have any favorite movies in general? I like Angel's Egg. I like The Dark Knight. I like The Batman. I like Inception. I like The Godfather. But Angel's Egg is my favorite film of all time. Spider-Man su favorito en Marvel o hay otro. Me gusta mucho Spider-Man, me gusta mucho Daredevil. Me gusta mucho de Marvel. ¿Quién más me gusta? I don't know. I feel like in Marvel, maybe Spider-Man or Daredevil are my favorites. Horror movies? I think horror movies like maybe The Shining. The Shining, Hereditary. I have not seen The Odyssey yet. Y en DC, ¿cuáles son tus favoritos? Batman. Me gusta Batman en general. Psychological thriller kinds. Those are the favorites. Hannibal, also Silence of the Lambs is also really good. Horror film. ホラー映画ならやっぱりなんか The Shining や Silence of the Lambs ですね。¿Algún Robin favorito? Jason Todd. Jason is mi favorito. For Robin, Jason Todd's my favorite. Heard Obsession is good. Obsession's pretty good. I really liked Obsession. Obsession got yokatta ne. Friday the 13th, I'm not into slashers that much. But let's see, other Spider-Man films that I like. I like Spider-Man 1, No Way Home. Let's see. I like Homecoming and Far From Home. And then I would probably put Spider-Man 3 and then The Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2 in here. I like The Amazing Spider-Man a little bit more than I think I would put it around here. Something like that, maybe. And if we can, and then Spider-Verse 1, Spider-Verse 2. Something like that. That's probably what... I probably need to think about it more, but this would probably be my top. ¿Qué tal como Red Hood? Es por Red Hood que me gusta mucho. Esa como... Las circunstancias que hicieron que se vaya de Robin a Red Hood es lo que me gusta. You know, what I like about Jason Todd is that the circumstances that makes him turn from Robin to Red Hood, right? Your least favorite Marvel movie? I haven't seen all of them. I think ever since Far From Home, or No Way Home, I mean, I don't think I have been keeping up with Marvel, unfortunately. I kind of want to watch Thunderbolts, though. I want to watch Thunderbolts. そうですね、スパイダーマン No Way Home から最近なんかマーベルの映画を追ってないよね。ちょっとザンダーボルツを見たいけど。I watched Guardians 3. Guardians 3 was very good. But to be honest, among all of these Spider-Man films, I don't think there's like a bad one. I enjoyed all of them. I just really like Spider-Man. まあ個人的に本当にスパイダーマンが好きだわ。And it makes seem like, wow, Spider-Man and Batman. Spider-Man and Batman, like the most popular ones, right? So it's kind of... I don't know, there's a reason why I really like them. I feel like when it comes to Spider-Man, right? How do I put it? What I like about Spider-Man so much is that Peter Parker as a person, as a guy, he's just always miserable, you know? He's always miserable. He cannot live his life as Peter Parker, and then even as Spider-Man, if he dedicates to that, he gets complications also. Anytime he has tried to let someone into his life, there has been negative consequences for it because of the enemies he has and the responsibilities he has as Spider-Man. But even then, even though he's always miserable, even though he's always having a hard time, even though he's always suffering, right? Based on what he was taught, based on what he thinks, he always does the right thing, you know. He doesn't kill. He will sacrifice himself to help other people out. And why? Because he's able to. And that's the only reason needed. I don't know, I think that's something wonderful that anyone can learn from. And I don't know, it really resonates with me. Batman is a little bit interesting in a similar way. Where Batman is also very strict with his moral code of not killing. Even though maybe if he decided to kill one of the villains that were like causing so many deaths, causing so many havoc, so much destruction, right? He doesn't do it because otherwise he would in his ethics and the way he believes in his worldview, he would end up being no different, right? But the reason also is because in the end, Bruce Wayne, Batman, is just he's an orphan. He's a little kid that never stopped grieving, having his parents' life taken away from him in front of him. You know, he was never able to get over that pain, and being Batman and trying to impart justice is his way of coping. And the way even if he got to kill, he would basically be doing what caused so much pain to him in the first place. So I don't know, I feel like those situations where all these characters are like, they have these worldviews, these values, and they are always tested because the circumstances make it difficult for them to follow those. I think that's really cool. I think it's really, I don't know, someone that really values staying true to what you think is right, you know? ¿Y en Marvel y DC hay algún villano que te guste? En DC mi villano favorito es Scarecrow, el espantapájaros. Y en Marvel pues me gusta mucho, pues siento que el Duende Verde, y el Duende Verde es como la antítesis de Spider-Man, ¿no? Así que también me gusta mucho. Mr. Negative también me gusta Doctor Doom es de mis favoritos. Yeah, no, when it comes to villains in Marvel, I like Doctor Doom, I like the Green Goblin. From DC, my favorite is Scarecrow. I think Scarecrow is pretty cool. スーパースティックありがとうございます。でもそうですね、まあちょっとエモくなるけど、まあスパイダーマンとバットマンの好きな理由ですね。スパイダーマンがピーター・パーカーですね。彼がずっと苦しんでる。いつもなんか普通の人間の生活を生きれないし、いつもなんか好きな人と関係したら、やっぱりなんかスパイダーマンのルールのせいで、多分あの人が気づかれるよね。本当になんか、ちゃんと人間の生活を過ごせないし、そして、ヒーローの生活も苦しいだから、ちょっと寂しいよね。でもそれでも、彼が価値観通りに、いつもなんかいいことしてるから、できるからね。できるから人を助ける。人を手伝う。あの考え方が、まあ個人的に子供から結構響いたね。バットマンはちょっと似てるよね。バットマンが、まあ、価値観も厳しいよね。自分に厳しいな人が好き。全然なんかビランのことを殺さない。多分殺したら何数人を助けれるけど、まあやっぱりバットマンがブルース・ウェインさんが目の前でなんか両親の人生が奪ったの。子供からあの痛みが全然治してないね。あの時から全然治してないから、 そして痛みをずっと感じてるから、同じようにやりたくないよね。だから好きだわ。¿Tienes una película en español que te gusta? Hay buenas películas buenas en el cine hispano, pero El laberinto del fauno me gusta mucho. La película es española, pero el director creo que es latinoamericano, Guillermo el Toro. El orfanato también es muy bueno. My first Marvel movie? My first Marvel movie was probably, I don't know, the first Spider-Man? I don't know, I was probably like a very small kid, so... Like the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man, I don't know. Si te dieran a escoger entre poder ser Spider-Man o Batman, ¿cuál elegirías? ¿No escuchas que estoy diciendo que ambos son bien miserables? Yo no quiero ser ninguno de los dos. No, pobrecitos, no. It's like, if you could choose between being Spider-Man or Batman, who would you want to be? And then, I mean, I'm just saying that they're both pretty miserable, right? I don't want to be either of them because they have such a hard time. They are really miserable, so no. No. They're very admirable. I like them a lot, but I don't know if I want to be... I don't know if I want to be them. I think I am fine with embodying what they teach me and what they've been teaching me since I was a kid, you know? Pero los poderes, ¿qué es lo que decía el tío Ben? Con gran poder hay gran responsabilidad. Y esos poderes llevan consecuencias también. No es algo que uno puede tomar así sin pensarlo, ¿no? What about Iron Man? Okay, Iron Man is miserable, but with money and no powers. I think I'm good. I don't think I want to be any of the Avengers. I think I'm good being Freo. No, そうですね、なんかフリオとなんかスパイダーマンとバットマンどっちになるって聞いたら、まあやっぱりなんか2人が結構幸せな人生ではないからなりたくないよね。まあ2人のおかげでいろいろなんか尊敬するなことがあるけど、まあやっぱりこのままでいいよ。With power comes responsibility, isn't it? Yes, with great power comes great responsibility. Coffee man. I'm already the coffee man of NIJISANJI am I not? コーヒーマンが今もうNIJISANJI家のコーヒーマンじゃない？ What do you do? I just brew coffee, that's it. And sometimes it tastes good. 何するの？コーヒーを入れるよ。たまに美味しいよ。Then it's like, with great coffee comes great responsibility. You cannot waste it because it's expensive, right? Stop people from microwaving coffee. I mean, that's their business, not mine. Con gran café hay gran responsabilidad. Porque está bien caro y pues toca hacerlo bien, ¿no? Si no, para no desperdiciar. Something like that. I don't know. I don't know. I like heroes, but I think when it comes to what I want to be, I don't know if a hero is something that I am interested in pursuing nowadays. I do like them though. I like the heroes in NIJISANJI also. まあやっぱりなんかヒーローは好きだけど、自分ならヒーローはなりたいってまだわからないよね。多分ないかもしれない。まあNIJISANJIのヒーローもすごいけどね。尊敬してるわ。仙人が。Yeah, leaving the hero work to the heroes. And I don't know, I think when it comes to character tropes, I really enjoy that character trope of the character that's not necessarily hero or very flashy, but I don't know if I'm talking about it in terms of myself, it's a little bit lame. But it's like the character that's not really flashy and stuff, but somehow they're pretty like strong. So just imagine this, right? Just imagine. It's like I'm just this guy brewing coffee, but then somehow I'm like really good at martial arts, or I'm really good at using a sword for no reason. Isn't that kind of cool in its own way? It's kind of like, where did he learn that from? I thought he was just a coffee guy. I thought he only brewed coffee sometimes, like tasty coffee sometimes, you know? I like that trope, you know? I remember it being really present. I guess it turned out to be like one of the bigger villains. But for Hitman Reborn, they had a character like that. けどなんかキャラクタートロップならまあヒーローなんか主人公よりそしてなんか多分お店の人が多分なんか普通みたいな人が急になんかなんとか強いなキャラクターが好きだよね。なんでそんなになんか幾戦で強いのって普通の人間だと思ってたのに。Sakamoto Days was kind of like that. I've always imagined you in a Gundam. I think I've heard that a few times. I think maybe it's because of the hair. Do I have Gundam hair? Like a mecha hair? Mecha pilot hair? 確かになんか何回聞いたことあるよね。ちょっとなんかメカパイロット見た目がある。多分僕の髪型かなI have never watched a Gundam anime actually. 個人的になんか実際けどごめんなさいだけどガンダムのアニメ見たことない。全然見たことない。Tal vez quiera ser un villano. Tal vez, dependiendo. Yeah, no, maybe I'm more suited to be a villain. You never know, you know. I always really enjoyed the trope also when there's like so there's like the main party of main characters, the main party of heroes, and then suddenly the edgy character of the party like leaves the main group to to join the villains for some reason, and then they have to fight the main group of heroes, and then they get convinced again. I really like that trope, especially when they have to like fight each other. I think it's super cool. これは結構好きだよね、このトロップ。時々なんか、最初は主人公のパーティーでいるの、キャラクターだけど、後でなんかビーラのとこに行く。そして主人公のパーティーが、また、一緒に戻るの、納得しないといけない。あの状況が好きだ。Okay, Sasuke. There's been... Okay, before there was Sasuke, there was Kai from Beyblade, okay? When Sasuke did it, it was already done multiple times before. Ma 確かに Sasuke が合ってるけど、まあ Sasuke の前にいろんなキャラクターもいたね。特になんか、ベイブレードの回とか。Raimundo from Shaolin Showdown. Oh yeah, that happened, right? Oh my god, that's nostalgic. Shaolin Showdown. I don't know, I feel like when I was a kid, I really liked Kai from Beyblade, and I feel like a lot of his personality kind of aligned with what I like and what I thought was cool, so... I think to this day I still think I still think Kai is still like somewhat of a goal in terms of how cool I want to be, you know, or if I could become something like that, you know. And I think like there's things that are obviously not part of me that embody these characters. Now these characters are like, they have a limited range because they fill a role, but I do think that the reason I like them is because there's a lot that resonates with me from these characters. Thoughts on Loki? Loki's cool. I watched season 1, I never watched season 2. But he's pretty cool, Tom Hiddleston's pretty cool also. そうですね、まあ多分、まあ子供の時結構、ベイブレードの回が結構好きだったからね、かっこいい、本当にかっこいいと思ったから、多分、そうやって自分のなりたい性格、なりたいの人の計画とか、計画じゃなくて生活とか、ちょっと説明するのが難しいけど、なんていうの、理想像、そう合ってるよ。多分子供の理想像だったね。だから多分未だに似てる部分があると思うかもしれない。スパスティカありがとうございます。What's another character that I mean Vegeta, right? Vegeta from Dragon Ball. He started as a villain. He joined the Goku's party, and then he becomes a villain again in the Majin Buu saga. That was also a pretty famous one, right? Vegeta も人気だったね。だって最初はヴィランだったけど、後でゴクさんの仲間になって、そしてマジンブー時代にまたヴィランになったね、少しだけ。Or there's also that one time, it's not really becoming a villain, but one of my favorite scenes from One Piece is when Luffy and Usopp get into an argument, right? Get into an argument over the ship. Was it Mary? And they end up fighting because they are very stuck on what they think is right. And even though Luffy is significantly stronger than Usopp was so determined and was so firm on what he believed was right that he still faced Luffy to the best of his abilities. And I thought that part was really cool. Even if there was like a difference in strength, right? The fact that he stood up and he was willing to fight arguably the strongest of the Straw Hats, that was super cool, in my opinion. ところで、これはビラになったことじゃないけど、ワンピースでね、ルフィとウソップは喧嘩して、戦った時に本当にかっこいいと思ったね。だってウソップがレフィみたいにそんなに強くないけど、彼が、考え方が正しいと本当に全然なんか触れなかったから、じゃあ、ルキをちゃんと、迎えたね。向かったから、なんかできる限り戦ったけど、まあ、いいねと思った。Did you watch the live action One Piece? I did. I've watched the 2 seasons. It's pretty good. One Piece のライブアクションもすごいよね。It's I think it's very hard for a show as silly and cartoony as One Piece to be translated into live action, and I think the live action show is doing a pretty good job, and it's also covering the main events pretty well. It won't be able to cover everything, but I think they're doing a really nice job so far. そうだね。だって、ワンピースのライブアクションですね。ワンピースは、ストーリー的に結構なんか、面白いカラフルと、リアルないの世界観があるのに、ライブアクションでそれを翻訳できて、すごいよね。そしてもちろん全部見せないよね。でも、それなのになんか大事なポイントをちゃんと伝えてるから、伝わるから、いいと思うね。俳優もいいし。自分の理想のためになんか信念これにとる人はまあわかるよね。わかる。僕もそう思う。Yeah, no, I think in general I really like people that are very firm to their beliefs and characters that stick to that. And showing the struggle is really interesting. Pretty interesting. And it ended up being a superhero Zatsu in the end. これはスーパーヒーローZatsuになったね。But it's okay. I think sooner or later, I was bound to end up talking about Spider-Man. It was gonna happen eventually. If it was not here today, it was gonna be tomorrow or something. まあけど多分、絶対にいつかスパイダーマンの話は来ると思ってたね。絶対にいつか来ると思ってた。Next will be Super Sentai Kamen Rider. I have never seen Kamen Rider. All I know about Kamen Rider is that Daichi Miura song, Excite. Excite, Excite, Kanaru. That song. That's all I know about Kamen Rider. 実は仮面ライダー見たことないよね。仮面ライダーなら、大地三浦さんのエクサイトしかわからない。I think that was my introduction to Daichi Miura-san, probably. あれは多分、Daichi Miuraさんの紹介かなBut yeah, As for Super Sentai, I mean, I grew up with the Power Rangers, the English version of them, the localized version of them. I watched them in Spanish though, and but I haven't really kept up. I think I grew out of them basically. I think the last ones I watched were probably Mystic Force, and not that much. そうだ、スーパー戦隊ならまあ子供の時スペイン語で見てたけど、やっぱりなんかもっと成長してそんなに興味なくなったよね、特撮とか。多分最後見たのはなんていうの？だって日本語の名前はちょっと違うけど。魔法戦隊マギレンジャー。あれは最後だったかな？マジレンジャー知ってるの？結構昔だけどね。I think my favorite ones are probably still what is this in Japanese? I really like the Lost Galaxy 聖樹戦隊銀河マンが結構好きだったけど、そしてこれは何だったっけ？電磁戦隊メガレンジャー Power Rangers in Space. Those were really cool. The Black Knight is very epic in Lost Galaxy. That's why it's my favorite. Magna Defender was my favorite. He was so cool. And he had like a pretty edgy backstory, you know. He lost his child. I think in the dub it was his little brother, but in the original Japanese version it was his child, and he lost him. Kyoそうですね、銀河マン、まあ、なんていうの。日本語の名前は何だったっけ？あ、ブルブラックか。ブラック騎士？彼が一番好きだったね。結構悲しいストーリーだったけど。Wait, really? そうですか？ジョジョの3部と同じの人か？ Wait, what? The person that wrote the script for Lost Galaxy was the same person that wrote the third season of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Wow, I didn't know that. 全然知らなかったわ。まあ多分海外のバージョンはちょっと違うけど。すごいな。I think the third season was the last JoJo I watched also. I didn't finish it. I feel like I stopped watching JoJo on the episode of the evil baby. I think that was the last one I watched. そうですね、多分ジョジョの3部から全然見てないよね。最後見たときに、この赤ちゃんのエピソードだったね。あれしか覚えてない。I don't know, the thing with JoJo is that every episode is a different story. Basically, it's basically a villain of the week kind of format, and that makes it a little bit hard for me to keep up because I don't have like the motivation to watch the next, right? Because it's like, but this is a completely different story, so I kind of I don't know, I kind of forget to keep going. And it's pretty long, yeah. でもそうですね、ジョジョがまあ毎回なんか毎週別の話みたいなエピソードだから多分続くのが難しいよね。だってなんかエピソード終わったらまああのストーリー、ヴィランのストーリーは完全に終わるし、 なんか次の気になることが時々あんまりないよね。だから時々なんか続く難しいけど、まあ面白かったね。楽しかった。Yeah, I feel like a lot of people tell me this, you know, it's like, oh, Stardust Crusader is like one of the slower ones or one of the most episodic ones, but you need to watch it to watch the others. So I'm like, but I need to watch it then. And it's one of the longer ones also, so it's gonna... But it's still pretty fun though. まあ、それでもいいよね。十条は。Sometimes you just have to be in the mood for these kind of episodic shows. ただ、気分による見るの、なんか別の見たいことが変わるよね。なんか見たいことが変わる。スパスティカありがとうございます。Anyways, I don't know. I need to think of a segue. I need to think of a segue. どうやって話変わるのSpeaking of it being episodic and then ending onto a completely new story for the next episode, we are going to be ending today's Coffee Satsudan story, and we're going to start a new one on the next Coffee Satsudan, so I'm going to be ending here. Thank you so much everyone for watching. Thanks so much. そしてジョジョみたいになんかエピソードが、その話は完全に終わるから、じゃあ、今日のコフィサさんのエピソードを完全に終わります。終了させていただきます。配信に来てくださってありがとうございます。Do you guys like that way? Do you guys like it? Was it good? Thank you. ありがとうね。ありがとう。As for the Spanish word of the day, じゃあ今日のスペイン語講座ですね。Maybe we could do this. I don't think I've taught this before, so... Maybe you guys will like this one. これは多分気に入るかなChampagne. In Spanish, it's champaña. Champagne, right? I think it sounds kind of funny in Spanish. スペイン語でちょっと面白いよね、champaña. If you ever like forget, just think of a cat ordering champagne. And then I think you guys will never forget. そうですね、多分忘れたら、ただ、猫ちゃんがシャンパンを注文してるのイメージがあったら多分チャンパーニャが出るよね。チャンパーニャ。Una botella de champaña, por favor. シャンパンの1本ください。Suena chistoso. Sí, no, pues así se dice acá. Champaña. You know, so I know you guys like cats a lot, so I think this would be a easy way of remembering. それみんなが猫ちゃんが気に入ってるから好きだから多分こうやって覚えやすいよね。La nieve le da el sazón. There you go. I'm sure you'll remember. I'm sure you'll remember, and I'm sure it will come out next time I try a coffee that has champagne flavor notes. Which I did order another one that has champagne also, but they're not florals. They're mostly like champagne, like plain champagne notes. So maybe in the future we'll see it. 今日そうですね。多分また今度シャンパン味わいのコーヒー飲んだら多分みんなが覚えるよね。のでまだ別のシャンパン味わいのコーヒーも持ってるし、多分後で配信で紹介できるよね。Anyways, with that being said, I think I'm gonna be reading the super chats and then we can call it a day, okay? じゃあというわけでスーパーチャットを読ませていただきます。終わる前にね。終わる前に。Meeber, thanks so much for the super sticker. Thank you very much. レモンクリームさん、スーパースティッカーありがとうございます。ペピーさん、スーパースティッカーありがとうございます。銀さん、スーパーチャットありがとうございます。ブランニューデイよかったね、本当に。スパイダーマンの、なんか、なんていうの、性格と、ちゃんと伝わったと思った。Yeah, no, Brand New Day was really good. I think it really captured the essence of what makes Spider-Man, or the Spider-Man we all like, right? What makes him him, you know? A lot of sacrifice, a lot of a more of a grounded setting. Which is really nice. Suzu, thanks so much for the super sticker. 谢谢你。Dempsey, thanks so much for the super chat. Thank you very much. 谢謝に。I'm glad you enjoyed the hero talk. Thank you very much. ひめちゃん、スーパースティッカーありがとうございます。ともすけさん、スーパースティッカーありがとうございます。Mega Shikune, muchas gracias por el super chat, muchas gracias. Qué bueno que te gustó el Zatsu, muchas gracias. Akaivara, thanks so much for the super chat, thank you very much. Yeah, no, I feel like if you're interested in the recipe, please feel free to try it. I think it's a pretty safe recipe, but maybe if you like more tea-like brews, it might be a little bit too strong. A little bit stronger than the usual tea-like 3-pour, 2-pour recipes, but I don't think it's bad at all. Let's see. Dorenian prequel, Moonmin, Hamu Bonbon, Ivy Town, Super Sunray, Shiori, San, Tsuruha, Akaivara, Wem Pudding, Evi, thank you so much for the cat super stickers. Thank you, thank you. Fluke, thanks so much for the super chat, Kapunkrat. You cried watching it? It's pretty nice, right? I think it had a lot of nice Peter Parker scenes that I feel like we were missing from Tom Holland until now. So it was nice getting to see him in a little bit more of a mature and I guess like stressful, despair kind of state. I'm gonna go back to Spider-Man, right? But I feel like until now, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the MCU version of Spider-Man, the trilogy of films has kind of been of a prologue, right? This is kind of spoiler also, so in case you guys haven't watched that, it's gonna be... ちょっとなんかスパイダーマンのMCU マーベルシリーズのスパイダーマンの話をするけど、これはネタバレが多分あるかもしれないから、ちょっと気をつけてくださいね。But I feel like for the trilogy from Homecoming to Far From Home, it has been a pattern, right, of Spider-Man making a mistake. Spider-Man basically, Peter Parker wanting to keep both sides, the best of both worlds. The best of Peter Parker, the best of Spider-Man, and then every time something bad happens, he wants to fix it. And him attempting to fix it just ends up just going wrong and wrong and wrong, right? Which at the end of No Way Home, he ends up realizing that it's not about fixing your mistakes, because sometimes your mistakes have consequences, your actions have consequences. So it's more about assuming responsibility. That is what Spider-Man is about. And I feel like he finally learns that in No Way Home, and then in Brand New Day, he starts seeing the difficulties of having to assume responsibility and not righting the wrongs, you know? It's not an easy road, and he's feeling that, and he's trying to like understand that he cannot reject either side, you know, either. But yeah, that's it. そうですね、まあスパイダーマンなら最後なんか3部作ホームコミングから No Way Home までなんかこれは結構なんか未熟なスパイダーマンだったから毎回間違ったら間違いを直したかったね。でももちろんなんか自分の行動と自分の間違いが影響がある。直せない部分があるから、No Way Home の終わりで多分彼があれをなんか直せなくて責任取らないといけないよのレッスンをちゃんと習った気がするよね。そして Brand New Day でピーターさんがようやく責任を取るのが簡単じゃない。責任を取らないといけないのは苦しいの部分がなんか体験するからあれは素晴らしいと思う。スパイダーの話があれが好き。Okay, I'm done talking about spoilers. There you go. Thank you. Ella Lacey Boneman, thanks so much for it. Super chat してね。Which heroes do you think by the beat are? That's really hard, I think. That is really hard, I think. Yeah, no, I feel like I can probably, like, if I say, oh, if I would be myself, I feel like I associate myself most with Batman because of how much important I put place in values and sticking to my code. But I don't know about the rest. なんか自分なら多分バットマンと一番なんか彼の価値観と一番響いてると思うけど、バイトビの皆さんはどうかな？Yeah, no, I think I'll refuse to answer now, and I'll have to think about it more, because if I answer now and then I regret it, it's gonna be too late. People are gonna clip, and then Frio compares By the Beat to superheroes, and then whoever talks about this first, it becomes what fans think it's the truth. So I think I'm gonna with great power comes great responsibility, you know. So I gotta be careful with this. やっぱりなんかこれは大責任ですね。だってヒーローズとなんかマーベルと DC ヒーローと言われたら早速切り抜きされてファンが多分なんか僕が初めてこの話してるから多分これは本当のイメージかってになるよね。だから責任取らないといけない。I think maybe this would be good to discuss in a Zatsu or in a stream where we're all together. I think that would be more interesting. 多分みんなが集まってこの話、この質問が来たら多分もっと面白くなるかもしれない。Aurora, thanks so much for Super Chat. Thank you very much. Are there any other movies you're looking forward to in the near future? Oh, there's a few actually. There's obviously the Batman 2 coming out later on. There's Avengers Doomsday when it comes to hero movies. What's it called? Clayman. Clayface. Looks really nice. For non-superheroes. I feel like almost anything that A24 releases I'll be looking forward to, but yeah. 楽しみにしてるの映画ですね。まあやっぱりなんか Avengers Doomsday と The Batman 2かな。そしてクレイフェイスも面白そう。Oh, the Resident Evil film. The Resident Evil film looks really nice. I feel like the trailers look very atmospherically creepy. And I'm really glad they're doing an original story instead of trying to cover the events of the games. The Resident Evil film looks really nice so far. そしてバイオハザードの映画ですね。これはオリジナルストーリーだから結構いいと思うね。今までトレーラーが面白そう。Tom B, thanks so much for the super chat, isn't you? Yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to seeing Doctor Doom. Elden Ring movie in 2028. The thing is though, when it comes to like films like the Zelda film or the Elden Ring movie, I'm kind of skeptical. I don't know, until I see the trailer, until I have more of an idea of what it's gonna be like, then maybe I can look forward to it more. But right now, I'm kind of blank on it. そうですね、エルダンリングとゼルダの映画とか、まだあまり何も見たことないし、じゃあ多分トレーラーが出るまでわからないよね、楽しみにするの。Moonmin, thanks so much for the super chat, terima kasih. Since you enjoy psychological horror, have you watched the new Chikawa movie? I don't really know much about Chikawa, actually. I like the one with the flowers around his head, but yeah, no, I don't know much about Chikawa. I know the movie outsold Spider-Man in Japan, so I'm glad it's doing well, though. サイコロジカルホラーならチカワ見たことあるって、チカワの映画ね。まあ、チカワがあまり詳しくないけど、まあ、映画館でスパイダーマンより打ってたね。あれが良かったで。違う、好きな人が多いし。It's horror? I don't know. Street Fighter movie? Yeah, the Street Fighter movie looks really cool. Also, I'm a very big fan of Simu Liu, who's playing Ryu. So, it's gonna be exciting. I really like Simu Liu in a show called Warriors. Or Warrior. His martial arts are really nice. have high expectation of the Resident Evil movie since it was directed by the guy who made Weapons and Barbarian. I really liked Barbarian. Weapons I haven't seen yet. I need to watch it. But yeah, Barbarian I really enjoyed. That's why it's kind of like, it's not just a video game movie, you know, it's kind of like, it's a promising director this time. Have you watched the end of Oak Street? I have not.そうですね、なんか、ストリートファイターの映画も楽しみにしてるよね。特になんか、リュウの俳優が好きだから、Warriors の番組で、なんか、結構良かったと思ったから。楽しみにしてる。But anyways, I think I was able to read all the super chats, so we're going to be calling it a day here. そして、スーパーチャット全部読めたので、ここで終了させていただきます。I don't really have a lot of things that I can spoil for next week. But on Wednesday, I'm going to be playing Night Rain with Panda Senpai. It's been a while, so we're going to be playing together. Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific time. And then I'm going to maybe see if on Tuesday we can play Spirited Line. It's a new Souls-like boss rush game involving a cat main character. That seemed really interesting, so maybe we'll try that also. そうですね、今週の予定があまりネタバレできないけど、木曜日にベンタ先輩と久しぶりにエルダンリングナイトレインを一緒にやりますね。そして水曜日に新しいインディのボスらしい猫主人公ソルライクをやります。I'm probably gonna try and sneak a horror game also that week. 多分ホラーゲームをやるかな。But that's the main plan for this week. けどあれは今週の予定ですね。I am also not sure if I'm gonna have a schedule set up this week because there's still some work that I need to finish, and maybe I might want to keep some days open just in case. So I don't know. I'm not sure yet. But you can reassure that Tuesday, Wednesday are both gonna have streams. そして今週スケジュール上げるとまだわからないよね。だっていろいろ作業があるし、多分そうやって配信キャンセルしない、なんかスケジュール突破しなかったら、何かがあれば配信をスケジュール配信をなんかキャンセルしないから、多分こうした方がいいかもしれないね。でも絶対に木曜日と水曜日配信があります。And on Sunday we're gonna have a coffee Zatsu as well. そして月曜日にいつも通りコーヒーZatsuがあります。Okay, 了解。Alright. So yeah, I hope you guys have a nice beginning of your week. Let's continue doing our best, and then I'll see you next time, okay? じゃあ、みんなを、良い一週間を過ごせますようにね。頑張りましょう。今週も。See you guys. またね。Hasta luego, chicos. Que les vaya bien esta semana. What's up, Danger? There's of course I'm not gonna link it right, but there's actually like a fan-made music video with that song taking like the best parts of each Spider-Man. And I don't know, I watch it every now and then too, because I don't know, it gives me goosebumps a bit. Just the timing of it is just very nice. 時々なんかWhat's Up Danger の曲ね、ファンの演技を頭に見るよね。本当になんかエディットが 良すぎて鳥肌が立つよ。Because even if we're not maybe like a scientific genius like Peter Parker, right? The phrase "there's a Spider-Man in all of us" means I think this is something very important. That's something that can resonate with a lot of Spider-Man fans, is that anyone can be Spider-Man does not mean that anyone can like make web fluids, anyone can like be as smart as Peter Parker. But anyone can be Spider-Man means that anyone is capable of doing the right thing. Anyone is capable of helping others. And I think that's wonderful. このメッセージがよくあるよね。なんか誰もスパイダーマンになれるって。あの意味は多分ピーター・パーカーみたいになんか天才になれることじゃないけど、みんなが手伝うことができる。みんながいいことできる。だからみんながスパイダーマンになれるよね。See you guys. またね。Hasta luego, chicos. We're gonna be redirecting to Calyx, who's doing a call stream, I think.じゃあ今、Calyxが電話配信してるから、そこにリダイレクトしますね。